Good morning, friends. Today I am teaching math and I'm going to be teaching about line graphs. Yesterday with Mrs. Ricard you learned about mean, median, and mode, and on the board is the answers for the practice book page, so go ahead and take that practice book page out for lesson 2 of chapter 16. Okay, so with a red pen or some kind of pen, please check your answers. Okay, I'll give you a few minutes to check the ones that are on the board right now. Okay, and that should be plenty of time, so I'm going to scroll it down. And if it wasn't plenty of time, you can always pause. I'm going to scroll it down. And here are the answers to the test practice. And you may or may not have done the writing math, that's fine. If you did, check. If not, that's okay. Okay, now in addition to doing this practice book page, you were supposed to do a homework page. So go ahead and take that homework page out and we're going to check the front first. Okay, and here you go. And if you get any incorrect and you're not sure why, please comment on this video or send your teacher an email, whether that is me or Mrs. Ricard or Miss Garcia. We are happy to answer your questions. Okay, that should be plenty of time. Okay, and now I'm going to turn it to the back so you can check the back. And if you tried 5 and 6, oops. If you tried 5 and 6, here you go. If not, that's okay. Please remember that once you complete an assignment, you are more than welcome to take a picture of it and email it to us so that we can give you credit, or turn it all in at once. Whatever you're doing, just make sure that eventually you turn this in so you can get credit for the work that you are doing. Okay, go ahead and put that to the side and take out your math notebook. We're going to learn a new lesson. Okay, so just like in class, let's go ahead and label it. So I'm going to label this chapter 16, lesson 3, and we're learning about line graphs. The biggest thing that you need to remember about line graphs is it shows change over time. So how much money did I make over a series of months? I would use a line graph to show that. So a line graph uses ordered pairs. X and Y. Okay, so I'm going to draw a graph that looks like this. This is time, always, on the bottom. And on the side is whatever you are, whatever you're graphing, whether that is money or your chores that you have to do, how many you have to do, something that is changing over a series of time. So in this case, I have total miles skated. Okay? And what you're going to see is on the side, and I'm gonna just stop you for a second and make sure that your math book is open to page 346 so you can follow along with what I'm writing. Over here, I'm gonna have a table that says distance skated. Okay? And so I have time and distance. Okay? So I have 8 o'clock, or 8 minutes, I should say, 8 minutes, 30 seconds. Nine minutes, 9:30, 10, 10:30, let me just get this out of the way. Okay, 10:30, and then 11, 11:30, and I can just barely get 12 right there. Okay? So this is 0, 2, 4, 6, 9, 11, 13, and 14. So I'm going to use this table to do my graph. So before I can plot anything, because that's what I do with ordered pairs, I'm going to label. So I'm going to start with time, and I'm going to look at this, and my question is, do you want to do all of those, or do we want to think of how we could label this? So looking at those numbers, whether you're looking up here or you're looking in your book, what could you do? I don't want to write all of them. I kind of want to make my line graph smaller than my table. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about that. How could you label this down here? Okay. Okay, and I'm always in this corner right here, this is always going to be 0 right there. Okay, and if you thought how about I just do 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, 10, or and 12. Okay, so I want to keep it pretty simple, and I don't want to make it too complicated or too many numbers. Keep it very simple. Same thing here. Most of these numbers can be divided by 2. Most of them, not all of them, but the majority of them can. So here I'm going to count by 2s. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. Okay, I want to make sure that this 14 will be able to be on my table. So now I'm going to use a different color, and I'm going to label the points. So I'm going to start with the first one. 8 is 0, so it goes right here. Okay, 8:30 is 2. So I'm going to go kind of in between 8 and 9, but not all the way in the middle, because in the middle would be 8:50, and I want 8:30, so I'm going to kind of go here and go up to 2. Okay, 9 is 4, so I'm going to go up to 4, and I'm going to keep going until I have all of these ordered pairs lined up. Okay, so now I have 9:30, which is 6. 10 is 9, so that's in between 8 and 10. 10:30 is also 9. 11 is 11. Oh, that's kind of funny. 11 is 11. 11:30 is 13. And 12 is 14. Okay, and then I should have a graph. That looks like that. Okay, and this is why it's called a line graph, because it makes a line. And yes, on a line graph, you do connect the points. Okay. Now, I have what is also a line graph, but I call it a double line graph. So a double line graph simply is, I have 2 lines. So I'm going to get a second set of points to plot on my line graph. So I'm going to need a new table. So make sure you're on page 347 to see this second part. Okay, so this time it's the same thing, distance skated. And I have same thing, time, distance. Okay. It still has the same numbers, so I'm still going to 12. So just go ahead and label it the same way as you did this one up here. So I have 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30, and so on until I get to 12. Okay? And then I can fill in with the information that they give me. This is 0, 1, 2, 4, 6, 6, 10, 12, and 13. Okay, so I am going to use a different marker when I'm labeling this second plot points, because then you can see the difference. So same thing we did with this first one, I'm going to go ahead and plot them same way. So I have 0 for 8. So I'm going to kind of put it next to it, but it's right there. Okay. And then I have 8:30 is 1. So it's kind of below 2. I'm actually gonna. Okay. 9 is 2. 9:30 is 4. 10 is 6. 10:30 is also 6. 11 is 10. 11:30 is 12. And 12 is 13. Okay, and same thing, I'm going to connect. Okay, so now I have 2. And that is what we call a double line graph. Okay, so 2 lines equals double line graph. Okay, take a minute, look at that. Any questions, please comment in this video, send an email to your teacher. That is what you're doing for line graphs. So you are going to be doing your homework page for tonight. So after you get these notes down and you have a good understanding of what we're doing, you're going to start with your practice book page. So again, look for chapter 16, lesson 3. And then once you have done that, your homework page is 149 to 150. Okay. Also, before you start those practice pages and those homework, make sure that you do the first 2 quizzes on lesson 1 and 2. And if you're sending your materials to us, please make sure you send those so that we can grade them. Okay, you want to start that before you start this so you remember. Okay, and of course you can ask us questions, call us, text us, and let us know. So again, your practice book page is chapter 16, lesson 3, and your homework page is 149, 150. If you have any questions, comment in this video or send an email or a question. I hope that everything is going well. I hope that you have an understanding of line graphs. We miss you, and now get to work on your math, and we'll see you later. Bye.